Do we need to be worried about Mikal Bridges' jumper? I mean, let's summarize the situation first if you're not up to date. Mikal Bridges, a perfectly suitable, above average, even like good shooter, career 37% from outside, came into training camp preseason seemingly having tweaked his jump shot. And, he's never had the best looking jumper, but the results so far have not been good. He has shot 2 of 19 through 4 preseason games for the Knicks, including 0 of 10 against Washington, and it just has a lot of Knicks fans concerned. So the question is, do they need to be concerned? So, in Mikal's words, he's always been tweaking his shot. He's been trying to get it back to what it was during his days at Villanova. So literally every year he's been adding layers and tweaking his jump shot. And so if he's been constantly tweaking his jump shot and he still managed to shoot 37% from three for his career, you'd think, okay, maybe there's nothing really to worry about. We have to trust him. Then again, 2 of 19 is not a good number. That's actually a ghastly, horrific number for a guy who's supposed to be one of the better shooters in the league. That being said, you could definitely make a case of, okay, well, it's just preseason. The games don't count. Guys are still getting back into a rhythm. And that's definitely the mindset I try to have with anything that happens in preseason, because at the end of the day, it's not the real thing. And until it's the real thing, then I'm just not going to care as much. But at the same time, this isn't just a shooting slump that just happens randomly. This is like, we could point to something and say, hey, something is very clearly different here. You are doing something different. Something is off from what you usually do, from what usually leads to your success. And if that's not going to change back to what it was, if it's not going to revert back to form, then I don't care if it's regular season, playoffs, preseason, whatever. Like, how am I supposed to believe that's going to change? So I feel like I'm in this tough situation because, of course, I don't want to overreact to anything that happens in the preseason, especially because, like, at the end of the day, the stuff just doesn't count. Like, the games just don't count for anything. But at the same time, we're talking about a fundamental issue, and we've seen guys in the past who have, who try and tweak their jump shot, and it winds up backfiring. Markelle Fultz, obviously, is the biggest example I can give. But even Jason Tatum, I know, has talked about tweaking his jump shot, and last year we saw he was a horrific jump shooter. And so if you're the Knicks and you're Mikal Bridges and you paid a premium to bring this guy in large part because of the outside shooting that he brings. Of course, I think what's great about Mikal Bridges is that he can still contribute in other areas, even offensively. I think his mid-range jumper still looks good. He can still move off the ball, and obviously what he brings at the defensive end. But like, his three-point shooting is such a big part of what the Knicks do or hope to do this season. And if that's not there, again, not just because like he just like has gotten off to a slow start, which is like every NBA player, has experienced, or like they're just going through a random slump that just naturally happens for even the best shooters. Like, this is like a fundamental issue we're seeing. I mean, I hope he either, is able to power through this and figure out a way to get this new form to work for him. Or if it doesn't, he's able to go back to some of the other ways, the other shooting forms that did work for him. Just either way, like, just make the shots, man. Make the shots, and I'll stop caring about this. But like, it's definitely something I think to be, if not concerned about, to definitely be monitoring before the season even starts, because it's something that's just feels off.